very, very difficult, very challenging, but also very rewarding. And of course, there's so much more drama to come this weekend. Gennady is in his record-breaking defence. He has a tough, undefeated challenger in Szeremeta. And of course, the day after is Canelo against Callum Smith. And obviously, everybody's looking towards the two winners of those fights. I'm a little bit biased because obviously Callum Smith's my guy. But I know from a DAZN perspective, the reason they're putting these two together, on the same weekend is to build to that third mega fight.
Thank you. Hans next, please.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing, man?
Good, Hans.
So yeah, I just want to ask you straight up, man. Do you believe that Triple G is still the best 160-pounder in the world, or do you kind of have somebody like a Jamal Charlo? I guess you could throw Canelo in there. But yeah, do you still have Triple G as the number one in the world, or is it kind of a toss-up? And who do you have?
I kind of think that we're, boxing fans, of which I'm one of them. We're very dismissive, aren't we, after even anything that's not a grade A performance, and we start questioning people. I mean, Gennady Golovkin had two tremendous fights with Canelo Alvarez. Two fights that a lot of people thought that he won. Some people thought that Canelo won. Some people thought it was a draw, but unquestionably, they were tremendous fights. He came back with a relatively straightforward fight against Steve Jobs. Not Steve Jobs. There's the guy from
Steve Rhodes. Steve Rhodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't want to fight Steve Jobs. Blimey, that'd be expensive. And against Steve Rhodes. And from there, he had what can only be described again as a tremendous fight with Derevenchenko. And it was only because the Derevenchenko fight was close that people start questioning now, okay, is Gennady at the latter end of his career? I think no. I think he was going through a little bit of a transitional period with Jonathan Banks as well. I do expect him to put in a destructive display against Szeremeta. I believe he's going to win the fight by knockout. And I think he's extremely motivated to go on and fight anybody. I mean, the pleasure of working with Gennady Golovkin is he'll never turn his back down at an opportunity or a challenge. And I think when you look at the division at the moment, how highly I think of Demetrius Andrade. He needs that standout fight. Charlo is a great champion as well. And then you've got Gennady Golovkin. You've got other guys in the mix as well, Jaime Munguia. But I think that with Gennady, and I will say this as well, I know that he's laser focused on this weekend. And when he does join us, he don't want to talk about Canelo Alvarez, and I want to try and avoid those questions if possible, because the same as Anthony Joshua last week, of course, I will tell you, in my opinion, the ultimate challenge that he wants to accept next, I believe, is Canelo Alvarez. But he's just focused on Szeremeta. I believe his resume, stands as the best middleweight in the world right now. And by the way, he will fight Charlo, he will fight Munguia, and he will fight Andrade. If the Canelo Alvarez fight doesn't present itself. But a lot has got to happen this weekend for that to be the case. But, pound for pound, you have to say, I think he's still the most exciting fighter on the planet.
Okay, just want to quickly follow that up. That's a great answer, and I know he does have the best resume at 160 pounds. But it's kind of like when people talk about Pacquiao. Pacquiao has the best resume at 147 pounds, but they don't really consider him the best. But do you believe that he's the best at 160 pounds? I don't really want to twist your arm or nothing like that, But
yes, I would say with everything that he's achieved, with his resume, with his performances, I would have to say yes. Again, how highly I rate Demetrius Andrade. And not for no fault of Demetrius's, he hasn't been able to get the standout marquee names on his resume to maybe say that I am on paper the number one middleweight in the world. So, whilst he may be, you have to say that with everything Gennady's achieved, with everything he's shown, and the ability that I still think he has, yes, you have to put him as the number 160 pounder in the world.
And just my last thing for you, you said if he doesn't get the Canelo fight, you will fight Charlo, Andrade, stuff like that. But, a lot of people believe that he probably will get the Canelo fight, most likely anyways, don't really know. But, win or lose, if he does get that fight, he typically fights twice a year. Let's say he fights Canelo, he beats him, loses, whatever. Is the angle still going to be to fight either Charlo or Andrade? Because that is, that's the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Canelo Alvarez, if he beats Callum Smith, you don't know where the weight division lays. I don't personally see Canelo Alvarez coming back to 160. So, would Triple G move to 168 to fight him? I mean, there's so many questions to answer. All I can tell you, honestly, is that, there's a list of fighters that I know he wants to fight. And, they do include all the names that you've suggested, but he's got to get through Friday night first. And then, for me, I'm hoping for a Callum Smith victory. If that doesn't happen, that every broadcaster that would be working with them and certainly DAZN and the fans would push for number 3 first. And then what happens after that, we'll have to wait and see.
Danny Flexen next, please.
Hey, Eddie. How you doing?
You all right, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. What impressed you the most about AJ's performance at the weekend? And where do you see his stylistic advantages over Fury should that fight get made next?
I just think he's really learning and becoming clever, adapting to the opponent that's in front of him. You saw in the Ruiz 2 fight that he adapted an approach that was absolutely perfect to deal with Andy Ruiz. On Saturday, he adapted an approach that was very, very effective to beat Kubrat Pulev. I think it's mad that people, he could have, he could have made it easier and just gone out there like a wrecking ball and destroyed him in the 4th or 5th round. It's like, yeah, but he also boxed his heroes off and took his time, broke him down and battered him, and produced one of the sensational knockouts of the year. So you can't really win, so someone said he looked a bit vulnerable in there. I mean, he got hit twice, I think, in the whole fight. And he's also, people are saying, he's stuck between styles. He's not stuck between styles. He's just realised how to become a very effective heavyweight. Before the fight, do you think he'll still be as exciting? Ask anyone in that arena or watched on TV, was that exciting? When he lets his hands go, when he realises he has a fight to hurt, he is one of the best fighters in the world to watch. And he's becoming a fantastic heavyweight. Great variation with a jab, great feet. He can lock you up on the inside. He can beat you up on the inside. He can box you at range. And he hasn't boxed for a year. So I thought it was an outstanding performance, to be honest with you. He got a very, very motivated Kubrat Pulev. You saw how tough he was. So I think his style will adapt to what's in front of him. I do think against Tyson Fury, he'll be more aggressive, because I don't think you want to fiddle around with Tyson Fury and let him play his game of, pouring you and frustrating you. He's got to use his physical attributes in that fight. He's got to get on the inside and he's got to try and beat him up. And he's got to land some of the shots that he landed on Kubrat Pulev. So I just think that it's not really a style that he's adapting now. He's just using the most efficient way to beat what's in front of him. And, if that means going in like a wrecking ball against Tyson Fury, he will do that. But people are still disregarding his boxing ability. Now, we saw it against Andy Ruiz. We saw it again against Kubrat Pulev. He's not really getting the credit for that, I think, But I thought it was a great performance. I thought it was a really well-rounded, mature performance that was a bit of everything.
Thanks, Eddie.
Okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to bring Gennadi's call time a bit earlier now. So we're going to get Eddie to introduce Gennadi right now, actually. Eddie, see if you could go ahead and do that, please. He's just had to bring his section of the call forward, I'm afraid, guys.
Okay, and as we're going to see him pop up on our screens, I presume. As I said, this Friday night. Hello, Gennadi.
Hi, Eddie.
How are you?
Hi, Eddie. I'm good.
Good.
Well.
Look forward to seeing you. I fly tomorrow, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Sounds good.
Looking forward to a very important night this Friday live on DAZN. Gennady Golovkin will make the 21st record-breaking defense of his middleweight world championship against Szeremeta, undefeated Polish mandatory challenger at the Hard Rock in Florida. Very, very excited. And we're going to pass to the floor for a few questions shortly. But firstly, Gennady, you look in great shape. You're like Benjamin Button. You look younger every time I see you. You look great, feeling good. Had a good camp.
And I feel great.
Guys, we're going to go to the floor for questions, please.
It's not working. Pardon me. Sorry, Marshall with the first question, please.
Hey, Gennady, how you doing?
Good.
So with the COVID restrictions and everywhere and all over the place, how was camp for you? Was it easy to get sparring? How was that for you?
Can I speak Russian, yeah?
Да, пожалуйста.
Ну, в принципе, было достаточно много времени адаптироваться к COVID, то есть к такому событию, что происходит в этом году. И, в принципе, благодаря своей команде мы смогли найти себе и тренировочный кемп, пройти его успешно. И благодаря тем людям, кто меня поддерживает, мы смогли хорошо подготовиться.
Yes, indeed. But we had enough time to adapt to the COVID situation this year. And thanks to my team, we were able to organize the training camp and get ready for the fight.
Okay. And being prepared for the fight, did he have to do anything special in preparation for this opponent in sparring, or it's just general?
В принципе, да, в принципе, готовились по общему. Опять же, немножко работали больше над различными спектрами, над другими. Ну, работа, в принципе, была всегда такая трудовая, сильная, умная, так что я себя чувствую великолепно. Думаю, что мы готовы хорошо.
Yes, it was more of a general training, and at the same time, I tried to broaden my scope, and special emphasis was made on power training. And I feel that I'm ready for this fight.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Martin.
Dan Raphael, please.
Oh, thank you very much, Anthony. Hello, everybody. Eddie, good to see you. Gennady, it's nice to talk to you. How have you been? Glad to be on here with you. My question for you is, this fight against Szeremeta has been a long time coming for you. I know it was supposed to be back in the spring, and I just wondered if you could describe if there's been any frustration in getting to the point where you knew you had a date and everything was set, because there was a long period of time where I know your team was working hard with the zone and with Eddie to try to get this situated, while they were also ironing out the remainder of their calendar.
Ну да, с каждым приближением к бою все больше и больше начинало вериться в то, что действительно этот бой случится. Действительно, этот бой хотелось и ожидалось с начала года, так что все это затянулось, а много было вещей, которые нам не давали сделать этот бой. Я рад тому, что этот бой действительно будет, и он пройдет в эту пятницу. Я хочу поблагодарить всех и Матчрума, и Дазон за организацию этого боя, что мы сейчас все готовы.
Yes, indeed. But when as we approached this fight, the more faith I had that this fight will indeed take place. Of course, I would have wanted for this fight to take place in the beginning of this year, but I would like to use this opportunity to thank everyone involved, Matchroom, the Zone, my team, to make this possible. And I'm really happy that indeed this coming Friday, this fight will take place.
Can I just ask one follow-up, Anthony? That's okay?
Fire away.
And I know, Gennady, that you're very happy that it's finally set, but I know there was, on the business side, I know you're excited to be back in the ring because that's, you're a championship boxer, but I know that on the business side, it was complicated. There was a lot of conversation that DAZN was trying to redo deals and change money and all that kind of stuff. Can you speak to, from the businessman, Gennady Golovkin, what that was like to deal with as you were trying also to prepare for a fight?
Dan, I will answer that question. I know that Gennady wants to focus just on the fight, and I think he believes that he's happy with the situation, and he'll address everything moving forward following this weekend, but we focus on the fight on Saturday.
Okay, not really an answer, but thank you.
Friday.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dan. And Ames next, please.
Ames here for Boxing News Series. Gennady, you're coming up to a history-making fight. First of all, congratulations and you've had some amazing fights along the way. What I want to know is, of the fights that could have been made but weren't because fighters avoided you, which fight did you wish was made and why?
Да, я рад, да, что вы все-таки упоминаете, что для меня это исторический бой. Да, я думаю, что в будущем многие люди все равно это будут понимать и осознают, что это действительно для среднего веса будет такой исторический бой. И хотелось бы его провести действительно раньше. Отвечая на ваш вопрос, я бы, наверное, сказал бы, что каждый сильный, каждый спортсмен, каждый соперник, кто отклонялся от боя, был в свое время силен, был в топе и действительно чем-то выделялся. Я думаю, что все в тот момент мне интересно противостояние было. Знаете, наверное, я скажу, наверное, о Келли Павлике. Келли Павлик мне очень сильно симпатизировал в то время, когда мы все примерно начинали и восходили, ну, то есть поднимались. Я думаю, это Келли Павлик.
Thank you very much for calling this fight historic. I believe that with time, people will realize that this coming Friday, the fight will indeed be a historic fight for the middleweight division. And I should also say that I wish it would have taken place earlier. Answering your question, I believe that every opponent that I met with was a strong opponent, was at the top at the time. And speaking about the boxers, I would mention Kelly Pavlik. Kelly Pavlik was a boxer we were all looking for.
That's it. Yeah, can you hear them?
And
yeah.
This is something that we've been all looking up to. So that's the boxer I would mention, Kelly Pavlik.
Thank you. Carlos, next, please.
Hi, Gennady. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. You know, you mentioned this being a historic fight for your career as a middleweight champion. In your opinion, you know, you've done just about everything that can be done in your career as a middleweight, but do you personally feel that there is still some things that you feel like you can still accomplish at 160 pounds?
Я еще не все достиг. То есть мне надо... Чтобы достигнуть своего желания, надо победить в пятницу вечером. После того, как пройдет этот бой, мы будем уже разговаривать о том, что мне стоит еще достигнуть.
I have not achieved everything that I wanted to achieve. I first need to win on Friday. And after that, I will start looking into other opportunities and other options that I need to look into in order to have more achievements in my career.
Just a quick follow-up, you know, this is going to be obviously your first in one fight of 2020. You've been accustomed to fighting multiple times throughout your career, especially, you know, twice a year in the last few years. Is the a goal to maybe get at least 2 fights in for 2021?
Я надеюсь, но все же связано с пандемией. Я рад, что все налаживается, что все становится лучше, яснее. И многие были в такой ситуации, многие провели всего лишь по одному бою после годовой паузы. Так что я думаю, что все наладится и будет гораздо больше.
Yes, I do hope to have more fights during a year, but it's obviously was caused by the pandemic. And I'm not the only one. Many fighters ended up in this situation when they only had just one fight during this year. But hopefully it's getting better, and with time we'll have an opportunity. We'll have opportunities to fight more.
Thank you. Cynthia, next, please.
Hi, Gennady. How are you? Hope all is well. Cynthia Conte from Ring TV. I know that you've been wanting to fight back home in Kazakhstan. Is that still possibly a plan once this pandemic has lifted and possibly you fought here in the States? Is that still on your radar?
Ну, надо понимать, насколько долго у нас будет пандемия еще. То есть, когда она вообще пройдет, насколько будут открыты границы, насколько откроется Казахстан. То есть, это желание всегда есть. Я хотел бы боксировать вообще по всему миру. Я открыт для этого, чтобы боксировать по всему миру. Конечно, это было бы здорово боксировать в разных странах.
Speaking about a fight in Kazakhstan, a lot of will depend on how long this pandemic lasts, and when will the borders open. And but I do have this desire, and I'm open to participate in fights and boxing all over the world. So I'm looking forward to many fights around the globe.
Best of luck to you, Gennady.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. Xavier, next, please.
Hey, what's going on, champ? How you feeling out there?
Feel great.
All right, that's what's up. First off, we welcome you back. It's been a minute. We miss you. Quick question for you as well as Eddie Hearn. The win this coming next week, is the goal to maybe try to get another fight against Canelo, a third fight against Canelo? And Eddie Hearn, can you share as to what went into a decision with choosing the opponent of a guy who's 21-0 with 5 KOs? He has more knockouts than his career.
Well, I'll answer that if Gennady's okay with it. I think that all of the focus is on Friday night. Everybody got to witness 2 tremendous fights with Triple G against Canelo, and who knows what the future holds. But all that matters is Friday night against Szeremeta. In terms of the selection of the opponent, when you are a champion, you have to face mandatory defenses. Szeremeta is the mandatory defense. He's an undefeated fighter. He's a very good fighter that's ready for the challenge, and he's very hungry. And all of these guys rise to the occasion when they fight a great fighter. It doesn't matter if it's Joshua, doesn't matter if it's Triple G, Canelo, all of these guys rise to the occasion, because victory against someone like Gennady Golovkin would be the ultimate achievement for Szeremeta in his country, in Poland, and everybody back home. So for the Canelo staff and everything, that's the future. What matters is Friday night, defend his title, make a record-breaking defense, and get business taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joshua Brewer, next, please.
Hello, Gennady. So we haven't seen you in a while. You look good. And I know we've shared things about the opponent and all, but just from your perspective, when you come into this fight, what are your intentions? Can we expect a big drama show for this fight? Did y'all hear that?
Constantine has just frozen, I believe. His translator.
Oh.
One sec, give him a second. Okay, I think he's logging back on now. Anthony, have we lost the translator there?
Yeah, I'm just checking on the status of those guys.
Have we lost Gennady as well? Have we?
Yeah, I believe we have. Their internet may have dropped as they're in joining.
Guys, if you want to run a question for me while we're waiting, rather so you can keep busy. If you got anything you want to ask me.
Hey, Eddie, this is Joshua. I did have a question for you. I wanted to ask, as far as Demetrius Andrade, I know he was scheduled to fight Dusty Harrison, and then that fell out. Is there a plan for who he may face next? And also, I know there's big implications on, of course, Triple G and Canelo potentially facing off. But should that not work out, is Andrade willing to move to 168 if he can get that Canelo fight?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, like, Demetrius is just desperate for a big fight, you know, and it's very difficult when, you know, you got guys like Charlo saying, all I want to do is unify and I want to do what my brother did. And I'm reaching out to those guys saying, look, you know, we've made you huge offers to fight on DAZN. We know that might be difficult for you. We'll do the fight on Fox. And, you know, Demetrius will probably cost you less money than Derevyanchenko. You say you want to unify. Here's the fight for you. Demetrius has always struggled with people not really wanting to fight him. I believe Gennady would fight him. Is there a fight? You know, the one thing that Demetrius has at the moment is a world championship belt. And if he didn't have that belt, it would be even more difficult to get him a fight. But Billy Joe Saunders is in a very similar position. And I do believe that if Demetrius Andrade doesn't get a Canelo Alvarez or a Triple G, I'm almost certain that he will fight Billy Joe Saunders at 168 pounds in his next fight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Matt at BTG next, please.
Hi, Eddie. How's it going?
Good, mate.
I wanted to ask you about the weekend. How did it feel getting, and obviously we had limited capacity with 1,000 fans, but did it sort of feel like things were sort of almost back to normal, obviously with Sweet Caroline playing and the crowd singing? Did it almost feel like we had that big event feel back?
It did. I mean, it was 1,000 people. It felt like 20,000 people. It was amazing just to see people smiling, you know, so happy to be there. Unfortunately, we got the news from the government today that they're putting London and a lot of the southeast into tier 3, which means they've now banned live crowds at events after, a couple of days. So we managed to do one. And it was amazing feeling to do it. And I think it really helped AJ, to be honest. Like he's been to a couple of fights now with no crowd, and it was difficult for him. You know, I think I don't know if he would have performed in the same way. So it was a big edge having the fans there, and it was great to see them back. When they return again, we have no idea, but we hope that that's our last UK show now till probably January the 30th. So hopefully, when we return, we'll have the crowds back again.
Cheers, Eddie. Appreciate
it. Declan Taylor, please.
Yeah, Eddie, I just wanted to ask if you've spoken to Bob yet today.
No, I spoke to him last night. We had a good chat last night, and I think we're all in the same, you know, the same mindset. We all want to make the fight. There's very little to discuss, but still some things to discuss. We think we should try and move forward with contracts as soon as possible, let the governing bodies know that we have an agreement, and then we'll go to market and talk to the various people that have been approaching us about where the fight will take place. Don't really, you know, I know that there's the Deontay Wilder situation. Some of you guys will know probably better than me where that's up to in terms of the arbitration for that rematch clause. I think, to be honest, that's the only thing that will stop this fight from happening next.
That's the only hurdle you see at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, there are still hurdles, but I don't see any major hurdles at all. You know, unless both guys want to have an argument about who goes first on the post or who ring walks second, or, you know, I don't see that being an issue. But I really believe it's going to move swiftly, and hopefully we can get something on paper before the end of the year.
Cheers, Eddie.
And with that note, I see Mr. Golovkin has returned to the Zoom. So back over to Anthony for some more questions.
Okay, Gail Falkenfeld, please.
Thank you very much. Gennady, you mentioned this fight being extremely important to you. Would you say because of the record, it might be one of the most important fights of your entire career?
Да, I'm sorry. Это очень важный бой для меня, действительно, потому что он рекордный. И я считаю так, что рекорд установить, побить рекорд, это всегда приятно, это всегда важно для любого атлета. То есть, мы не говорим там, какая-то будет 21-я, 25-я, 30-я, без разницы какая, если ты бьешь рекорд, то это уже, это приятно, это радует.
Yes, indeed. It is a very important fight because it's a record defense. And I believe it is very exciting for any athlete to set a new record. And it doesn't really matter whether it's 21st defense or some other number. It's just the fact that you're setting a record is something that pleases you.
And is there any urgency to put on a good performance given that you had a very difficult fight in your last fight?
Конечно, я к каждому бою подхожу очень серьезно, и я осознаю, что это профессиональный бокс, и в этом виде спорта есть свои последствия, и чем легче будет для меня бой, тем лучше, но тот уровень оппонентов, тот уровень, на котором ты находишься в качестве чемпиона, то есть он тебе не дает легких боев. Надеюсь, я каждый раз надеюсь, что мне будет легче.
Of course, I treat every fight very seriously. And at this level, there are no easy fights. When you're a champion, you realize that every opponent brings certain challenges. And I take training very seriously. And I hope that the more I train, the easier it will be for me during the fight.
Pro Bs, please, next. Thank you.
Hi, Gennady. How you doing, mate?
Good.
Gennady, I need to ask you, there's an opinion out there that you've shown signs of vulnerability against the likes of Steve Rolls and Derevchenko. Or are you still a prime Gennady Golovkin?
Нет, тяжело же сказать. Как сказать? Мне, как атлету, сказать на пике. Вы знаете, ту скорость, которую я показываю в зале, ту силу, физическую подготовленность, ту выносливость, которая у меня есть, и я демонстрирую на спаррингах в зале, то есть она ничем не хуже, чем тогда, когда она была, например, даже 5 лет назад. Даже я где-то считаю, что сейчас я стал посильнее, потому что ряд таких вещей, как тренер по физподготовке я поменял. То есть я взял себе тренера по физподготовке. Я чувствую, наоборот, я стал сильнее и более опытным. Я, наоборот, думаю, что я потихоньку преображаюсь.
Well, it's difficult for me to say whether I'm at the prime or not. But during training, when I do sparring, I feel great. I feel as strong, as powerful, as tenacious, have a lot of as stamina as I had, for example, 5 years ago, if maybe even better. And I did introduce certain changes into my training. I have a new trainer for physical training. And there have been some changes made to my training.
Thank you. Viper Sport next, please.
Hi, Gennady. How you doing?
Yes.
Good to see you back in the ring, man. I'm really excited for Saturday. Listen, the boxing world's going crazy. We've been seeing some, crazy fights, crazy matchups, and also some unexpected matchups as well, like exhibitions and stuff like that. I want to take your opinion on Mr. Floyd Mayweather making a return to the ring, fighting a YouTuber. And is this something that boxing's coming to? Could we ever see you in the ring for an exhibition against some sort of celebrity?
Ну, вы знаете, это же все дело предложения, все дело спроса. То есть это, конечно, то, что делают эти бои коммерческие, они притягивают зрителей. То есть, конечно, это было бы интересно. И я, в принципе, открыт к такому. Было бы интересно посмотреть себя в другом амплуа.
Of course, it will depend on demand for those type of fights. They're very attractive and from the commercial point of view as well. And I believe that I would be open to an opportunity like that.
Damn, so Gennady Golovkin against Logan Paul 2022. Who knows? Well, all the best on Saturday.
Nobody knows.
Great, thank you. And the final question for Gennady. Thank you so much for joining us, Gennady. And your last question comes from Cornerman, please.
Hey, how you doing, champ?
Good.
So, champ, as we know, every time you bring the big drama show, the environment is one of the craziest in boxing, the way all the fans get. Do you feel not having the fans there for this match could affect your performance at all without having their energy there?
Вы знаете, да, действительно, я хотел подарить те эмоции, сделать праздник из своего вечера, то есть сделать максимально, чтобы фанаты бокса получили наслаждение от моего вечера, от моего выступления. И многими вещами я даже, сказать так, жертвовал, чтобы больше зрителей получило больше удовольствия. В данный момент сейчас новая ситуация, мы к ней подстраиваемся. Я действительно видел пару вечеров, где проводилось без зрителей. Но я скажу так, что как бы там ни было, сделана замечательная работа. Я думаю, что все смогли потихоньку уже перестраиваться, немножко осознать, понять, что мы находимся в такой ситуации. Я хотел бы подчеркнуть и выделить замечательную работу. Это Matchroom, это Эдди Hearn, то есть все его команды, то есть это DAZN, как они сейчас делают, на каком они уровне в нынешней ситуации проводят вечера, это просто замечательно.
Yes, indeed. And I've always wanted to be as many fans to be present at the fights as possible. And people know that from time to time, I even made certain steps for more people to see the fights. But it's still a reality right now. And we had to adjust to the situation where we need to fight with no crowd present. At the same time, I should say that a great job has been done for us to adjust to this. And I would like to once again to congratulate Matchbooks and Eddie Hearn on his efforts and efforts of his team as well as DAZN. The level of organization of those fights, and I did see already several fights with no crowd, is excellent, and I'm really grateful for them to be part of this.
All right, champ. Thank you so much. Wish you the best Saturday night going forward.
You're welcome. Anytime, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. And that's Gennady's time for today. So thank you all for joining. We still have some more people left, of course, but I don't know whether Eddie wants to have some final words before he sees Gennady tomorrow.
Yeah, just want to say, Gennady, thank you for your time. We'll see you tomorrow. We look forward to Friday night live on DAZN.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Oops.
Thanks so much, guys. So now we're going to bring in another. We're going to bring in our next guest. Sorry, we're bringing in Ali Akhmedov now. We're going to keep Konstantin on the line, who's doing a fabulous job. Thank you so much. Ali obviously fights for the vacant strap on Friday evening, and here he is, looking very, very mean. I would not want to go anywhere near this gentleman in any kind of circumstances. Guys, the first question will be coming from Andreas, please.
Hi, Ali. How are you doing? Hello. And I have a question. Do you involve with special sparring partner for southpaw position in your trainings camp?
I'm sorry, Andreas. We have some technical difficulties. I'm interpreting simultaneously and just interpreted for Gennady the questions. We just need some time to give Ali connect for me so I could interpret your questions simultaneously. Just give me 1 second. We figuring this out.
Я вас сейчас не слышу. Алло. Да, вот сейчас я вас слышу. Да, а остальных хотел бы услышать.
Okay, Andreas, please go ahead with your question once again, and I will interpret for Ali. Thank you.
Hi, Ali. How are you doing? I have a question. Do you involve with special sparring partners for southpaw position? It's a very, very important fight for you for the next big step.
Да, я приветствую Андреса. Да, конечно, я спарринговал с боксером левосторонней стойки. Мы проделали хорошую работу, хорошую подготовку. Были очень хорошие спарринг-партнеры ребята. Я готов.
Yes, good to see you, Andreas. Indeed, I had very good sparring, and I had several southpaw sparring partners, and we had a great training, and I feel ready for the fight.
Thank you very much. Good of luck. Okay, all the best.
Спасибо большое.
Thanks a lot.
JR Bell next, please.
Greetings there, Ali. How are you doing?
Здравствуйте. Спасибо, все хорошо, все отлично.
Hello, good to see you.
All right, one question here. Seeing that this fight is for the vacant IBO title at super middleweight, and you are a rising contender in the WBC, what are you looking to accomplish here in this fight and then going into 2021?
Я сейчас не понял вопрос, Константин, еще раз. Да. Ну, сейчас я полностью сфокусирован на своем бою. Мне представилась большая возможность боксировать за звание чемпиона мира. И сейчас все поставлено, весь мой фокус стоит именно на этот бой.
I'm not sure I got your question, but I'm really focused on this fight, and it's a great opportunity. I'm grateful for this opportunity to fight for the world title, and I'm concentrated on this fight only. I'm not looking anything beyond, not thinking about 2021.
No problem. Thank you.
Ames next, please.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Pleasure to meet you, Ali. Ali, just could you tell me a bit more about a fighter that we know from these shores? Your experience in the amateurs fighting Joshua Buatsi. Could you tell me about that?
Сказать о Джошуа. Ну, Джошуа очень хороший боксер. И я думаю, у него большой потенциал, что есть в профессионалах. Так я не наблюдаю за ним, как он боксирует в профессионалах. Я знаю, что он идет без поражений, и он хороший боец.
You want me to say a few words about Joshua? Joshua is an excellent fighter with a great potential, and I don't follow his professional career too closely, but I just know that he didn't have any losses, and I think he's a great fighter.
Could you also tell me about how much Gennady Golovkin has really opened doors for the Kazakhstani talents with his rise to the top of the sport?
Ну, знаете, я думаю, что
Геннадий на своем примере показал нам всем, молодым ребятам, что все возможно, и открыл всем большое желание показать себя и выйти совсем на иной уровень, и показал, что есть куда стремиться, и что все возможно.
Gennady set an amazing example to all of us young fighters, showing that anything is possible. And he allowed us to get ourselves to the next level and to demonstrate our abilities.
Last time out, you took just 44 seconds to beat Andrew Hernandez. Carlos Gongora is meant to be a tougher challenge for you this time around. What are you expecting from him?
Ну, знаете, я в любой бой готовлюсь на всю дистанцию, и от боя всегда ожидаю максимума. Но это бокс. В прошлом бою все закончилось быстро. Мы не знаем, что будет в следующем бою. И ставить наперед какие-то планы, как бы я никогда так не делаю. Я выхожу и боксирую.
You know, I always get ready for all rounds allotted for a fight, and I apply maximum preparation for the fight, maximum training. And indeed, the previous fight ended fast, but I do not place any hopes on the next fight. I'm ready, and I'm not thinking about ending it in a speedy manner. I'm just concentrated on the fight itself.
And do you stand to win a version of the world title, the IBO? What does that mean for you if you get your hands on that title?
Это будет большой шаг. Это будет большой шаг к моей основной цели. Основная цель — стать абсолютным чемпионом, собрать все пояса в своей категории.
It will be a great leap to my ultimate goal. And my ultimate goal is to become the champion of all the federations and organizations, to collect all the belts.
My final question for you. Boxing, as we know, is a young man's game. Triple G is coming towards the end of his career, it seems. And there are a number of Kazakhstani talents coming through. Yourself, Daniel Yalusinov, Janibek Alimkhanuli, to name a couple, who are now showing themselves on the stages of the boxing scenes. When Triple G finally hangs up the gloves, are you looking to take that flag for yourself as the poster boy for the next generation of Kazakhstani talent?
Ну, знаете, я не хотел бы как-то забегать вперед. Сегодняшний день Геннадий действующий боец, и он еще полон сил, и говорить сейчас о его завершении нет пока смысла. Что касается вашего вопроса, ну, я думаю, что любой боксер рассчитывает максимальной отдачи от себя, и что у него все получится.
You know, I don't really want to jump the gun and to say that, because Gennady is still in the middle of his career, and he is strong, he is powerful, he is at the peak, and it just doesn't make sense to discuss the time when he hangs his gloves. And answering your question, I would say that any boxer hopes to achieve as much as possible in his career.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ames. And the final question for Ali comes from Cornerman, please.
Hey, how you doing, Ali? So I'm just curious, champ, what's it like to have GGG as a mentor in your camp, and what's the most important thing you've learned from him so far?
знаете, Геннадий для меня в первую очередь большой пример. Тренируясь с ним, я набрался много опыта, как и технического, так и ментального, так скажем, боевого опыта. И для меня он большой пример, и я очень рад, что я могу тренироваться рядом с ним бок о бок.
Gennady is an amazing athlete I look up to, and I'm really grateful for this opportunity to train along with him and to gain a lot of experience, valuable experience, both technical and mental. And it is a pleasure to train with Gennady.
All right, thank you, champ. Wish you the best for Saturday night.
Sorry, apologies there to Marshall. Please, one more if you may, Ali, from Marshall Brown. Thank you.
Hey, Ali, how you doing? Science 2.0. I just wanted to know, has any COVID restrictions affected your ability to get good sparring or training? And my second question was, do you have any nagging injuries while you was in training camp that you had to nurse before the fight?
Знаете, вот проблем с лагерем, что касаемо ковида, я с таким не столкнулся, потому что моя команда сделала великолепную работу, и были отличные спарринг-партнеры, были великолепные тренировочные условия. Это был, опять же, как и всегда, великолепный тренировочный лагерь, несмотря на такое положение с ковидом. Травм нет, у меня нет никаких травм. Я абсолютно готов. И жду не дождусь пятницу.
Speaking about the COVID situation, no, I did not have any issues with training because my team did a great job and found me exciting sparring partners, excellent conditions during the training. And despite this pandemic, the training camp was excellent. Answering your second question, no, I don't have any nagging traumas and I'm ready for the fights and can't wait.
Well, thank you and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much to Ali, and of course, especially thanks to Konstantin for his translations for both Gennady and Ali. And best of luck over there this weekend, Ali.
Всем большое спасибо. До встречи.
Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, thank you. We're just waiting for Team Szeremeta to join the call. They should not be long. We obviously had to adjust the timing slightly, so it's a little bit earlier than they were told. So if you just bear with us, we're just getting hold of his team to join the call.
Hey, buddy. Biggie, I gotta get over there. Biggie. Biggie.
Словно будет всему слушателям, не знаю, персонально.
Now there is a sight for sore eyes. I think I see Peter there.
Okay. Hello.
Hello, Kamil. Thank you for joining us. I think we're just waiting for Peter from Fight News, who's kindly agreed to translate for us today.
Halo? Jest Przemek. Przemek, jesteś?
Peter, do you hear us, mate?
Przemek?
One. One, two, 1, 2.
Halo, Przemek, jesteś? Słyszysz mnie?
Ja jestem, tylko pytanie,
Halo.
gdzie jest reszta?
Okej. A, nie wiem.
A ty mnie słyszysz?
Ja ciebie słyszę, Przemku, tak, cześć. Ponownie. To co, zaczynamy?
No, czyli gra muzyka, teraz inni się muszą podłączyć. Nie, właśnie nie wiem, czy już są pytania, czy nie, bo to jest to pytanie. Guys, you wanna start with Kamil Szeremeta right now? You guys ready?
Yes, please, Peter. Good to have you on, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this, as always. And yes, we will. We're going to open the floor to questions, but let me just see if there's some coming through.
Absolutely. So let me just explain to Kamil how is this thing going to work, and then I'm ready to help you guys. Kamil, lecą pytania, odpowiadasz po polsku, nie przejmujesz się angielskim, chyba że chcesz pokazać klasę. Nie, bez jaj. Klasę to masz w piątek pokazać. Słuchaj, i lecimy z odpowiedziami, ja tłumaczę. You ready? Just tell me when you guys ready, and we're gonna start with Kamil.
Okay, great. So Joshua Brewer first, please.
Hello, Kamil. Hopefully all has been going well for you training-wise and all of that. What is your mindset going into this fight, the biggest fight of your career? There are going to be a lot of people who are likely going to be counting you out in viewing this as a easy fight for Triple G in some regards. What is your mindset when you go into a situation like that? And how do you plan to take advantage of Triple G having been in hard fights and having this long layoff?
Pytanie do Ciebie przede wszystkim, jakie masz nastawienie psychiczne przed walką, która przez wielu uważana jest za łatwą walkę dla Gołowkina, i co myślisz na temat tego, by wykorzystać fakt, że tak naprawdę Gołowkin nie był w twardej walce od naprawdę dłuższego czasu. Czyli to jest pytanie do ciebie. Is it Kamil around? I lost him.
I believe he may
Kamil,
be connectivity issues.
I think so. We lost Kamil.
He's back now.
Yeah, he's back now. So, Kamil, słyszałeś pytanie? Yeah, there's some problem with connectivity. Let me.
He's muted.
Go away.
He's muted him.
Kamil, słyszałeś pytanie? Ja, on ma... Kamil, słyszysz mnie? Włącz mikrofon. Okay. I'm gonna show him a microphone.
Okej, jestem już.
Okay, now he's fine. Okej, jeszcze raz pytanie, bo na pewno nie słyszałeś. Pytanie było, jakie jest nastawienie psychiczne przed tą walką, wiedząc o tym, że dla zdecydowanej większości to jest bardzo łatwa walka dla Gołowkina i czy masz zamiar wykorzystać fakt, że tak naprawdę Triple G długo nie był w twardej męskiej walce?
Przede wszystkim bardzo chciałbym podziękować ekipie Gołowkina za to, że dotrzymała słowa i do walki doszło, bo powiedzieli nam kilka miesięcy temu, że do tej walki dojdzie i dotrzymali słowa. Czekaj, bo tu coś się działo.
Ja cię słyszę.
Okej, wiem, tutaj dzwonili do mnie z tego Messengera. I mnie to nie obchodzi, że ja w oczach większości jestem takim jestem w oczach większości, że to będzie łatwa walka dla Gołowkina, ale naprawdę 14 miesięcy ciężko trenowałem, żeby zajść ze skórę Gołowkinowi, zrobić wszystko, żeby jednak wygrać tę walkę i zapisać się w historii polskiego boksu.
First of all, I want to thank you, say big thanks to Triple G team. A couple of months ago, he promised me this fight is going to happen, and this fight is going to happen. And I am not really paying any attention whatsoever to what people are talking about during the last 14 months. This is when the fight was actually announced for people who don't know for the first time. I was doing absolutely everything what I could to be best prepared for whatever Golovkin is going to bring to the ring.
Right, cornerman next, please.
Hey, how you doing, Kamil? So as we know, you're an undefeated fighter now. You
Are we in line?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Oh, so now, as we know, you're an undefeated fighter. You're getting the biggest opportunity of your career. How hard has it been to prepare for this moment, dealing with the pandemic going on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, how hard has it been for him going into the biggest moment of his career? You know, and how hard has it been preparing for this moment, dealing with the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic?
Kamil, to jest najważniejsza walka twojego życia. Jak trudno było przygotować się na tak ważną walkę w twoim życiu?
Halo, Przemek.
I heard you. For some reason, we have those repeated to me. I'm reading you guys. But Kamil, pytanie było przede wszystkim najważniejsza walka twojego życia. Trzeba się przygotować na nią podczas pandemii. Jak do tego podszedłeś?
Wiadomo, że to jest najważniejsza walka w moim życiu, najważniejsza walka w mojej dotychczasowej karierze. Dlatego to było też motywacją dla mnie móc zawalczyć z takim mistrzem, jakim jest bez wątpienia Gennady Gołowkin. Wiadomo, że była pandemia i dalej jest ta pandemia, ale ja naprawdę miałem świetne warunki do trenowania i nie opuściłem jednego treningu. Przez tą pandemię robiłem w 100% to, co trener chciał i to wykonywaliśmy.
From the day one, and this is why I don't pay attention to whatever was happening.
Przemku, halo, cześć. I co? Odpowiedziałeś?
Ja cię słyszę, ja już powiedziałem.
A, powiedziałeś, tak, bo mi się coś zacięło.
I'm not sure if he answered that, but lastly, I'd like to know
Cały czas się zacina, u mnie to samo jest.
what does he want the world to find out about him on Saturday night?
Pytanie dodatkowe. Jakiego Kamila Szeremetę chcesz pokazać światu w piątek wieczorem?
Najlepszą wersję Kamila Szeremety, jaka jeszcze nie była widoczna przez dotychczasową karierę. Miałem naprawdę dużo czasu na rozpracowanie Gołowkina i na poprawę swoich błędów, a na wykorzystanie błędów Gołowkina. Nie chcę za dużo gadać, wolę tą energię przeznaczyć na walkę.
I want to show the best possible version of Kamil Szeremeta. I have really enough time to be myself the best and to find out what the weaknesses of Triple G's are. I don't want to talk too much. It's not me. I just want to concentrate my energy for what I'm going to show you guys on Friday in the ring.
All right, thank you guys so much, and I wish you the best for Friday night.
Thank you.
Okay, Ames, next question, please.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. A pleasure to meet you, Kamil.
Hello.
Kamil, there are some in the boxing world that believe Triple G has shown signs that he isn't the same Triple G we used to see. Do you believe this is the best time to inflict a defeat on Golovkin now?
Jest wielu takich, którzy uważają, że to już nie jest ten sam Gołowkin, który był kiedyś. Czy uważa, że właśnie teraz jest idealna okazja, żeby go zranić, go pokonać?
To znaczy wiadomo, że no czasu nie cofniesz, tak? Lata nie cofniesz, tak? Gołowkin już jest coraz starszym zawodnikiem, już na pewno ten najlepszy prime ma za sobą, a ja dopiero wchodzę w ten najlepszy prime. Gołowkin na pewno jest najlepszym zawodnikiem, z jakim miałem do czynienia, tak? I jeszcze z takim zawodnikiem nie miałem. Dalej jest to niebezpieczny zawodnik, który z każdej ręki może znokautować. Jest dalej świetnym mistrzem i szacunek dla niego za to wszystko.
You cannot defeat time. We know that. We know his prime is behind him right now, but he's still extremely dangerous fighter, and I have to remember this all the time.
The betting odds have you coming in as a heavy underdog. Are you happy with that tag, and do you believe you're being overlooked by the fans?
Jesteś w tej walce uważany za underdoga bukmacherzy nie dają ci większych szans. Czy masz z tym problem, czy nie?
Zdecydowanie nie mam, to są tylko bukmacherzy. Najważniejsze, że ja sam w siebie wierzę. Na mnie nie ma presji, tak? Ja nic nie muszę, ewentualnie mogę, to na gołówki nie jest presja. Ja wchodzę do ringu i ja wejdę do ringu bez żadnego stresu.
There is no pressure on me to pay attention what bookies are saying, what the predictions are. I'm just going into the ring to beat him.
Thank you, Ames. And Deck Taylor next, please.
Hi, Kamil. Thanks for your time.
Hello.
I just wanted to ask if you could tell us a little bit about your background and why you started boxing in the first place. You know, what brought you here? How long? What age were you when you first walked in the gym, and all things like that, if you wouldn't mind.
Kamil, Kamil, jesteś?
Jestem. No, jestem.
Kamil?
No, jestem, Przemku.
For some reason I don't see Kamil. Jesteś? Stałeś pięściarzem. Pytanie poleciało. Jak rozpoczęła się twoja kariera pięściarska i co spowodowało, że zostałeś pięściarzem?
Wiesz co, to była taka dziwna historia, bo ja wcześniej trenowałem piłkę nożną, ale po jakimś czasie...
Pytanko poleciało, słyszysz mnie?
Słyszę cię. Ja zacząłem trenować ogólnie piłkę nożną, ale po jakimś czasie te trenowanie piłki nożnej nie sprawiało mi przyjemności. Bardziej sprawiała mi przyjemność bicie się między przerwami albo w czasie przerw z innymi zawodnikami. I to mnie jakoś tak nakłoniło do pójścia na trening. Pierwszy trening zacząłem, jak miałem 12 lat, po obejrzeniu także Rockiego. Już nie pamiętam, która część.
I started as a soccer player, but just happened this way that a lot of people are saying, was telling me that maybe I should start boxing, and I'm not gonna lie, one of the reasons why I decided to go into the boxing was watching Rocky Part 3, część trzecia.
A już nie pamiętam nawet, która część.
Kamil, słyszysz mnie?
Słyszę cię, nie pamiętam, która część.
Oh, he doesn't remember, but Rocky definitely was one of the reasons he decided to be a fighter.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Marshall next.
Okay.
Hey, Kamil, how you doing? Boxing Sweet Science, Marshall Brown. First of all, I want to commend you on. I see your demeanor. You seem real relaxed. You don't seem like you're uptight. I like that. What's your confidence level from a 1 to 10 in this fight?
Thank you. przed tą walką w skali od 1 do 10?
Co w skali 1 do 10? Przemku. Przemo.
Mógłbyś powtórzyć?
Powiedz mi, bo ja cię nie słyszałem. Co w skali od 1 do 10?
Ja cię słyszę. Mógłbyś powtórzyć tą walką?
Zadaj mi pytanie, bo ja nie słyszałem pytania.
Okej, pytanie brzmi w skali od 1 do 10, jaką masz pewność siebie przed walką z Triple G?
Słuchaj, na chwilę obecną skala od 1 do 10 to jest 10, a i tak teraz to jest takie jakby śmieciowe gadanie, bo nieważne co jest i co czuję teraz, ważne będzie, co będę czuć podczas walki, to będzie najważniejsze. A to powiem wam dopiero po walce ewentualnie, nie? Najważniejszy i tak jest czas walki, a nie teraz. Teraz jest wszystko dobrze, jest motywacja, wszystko. Skala od 1 do 10.
Usłyszałeś?
10.
It doesn't matter. I mean, everything it's gonna happen in the ring. Nothing is gonna happen here when we are talking about it. It doesn't really matter. It's we all know how those things works. But for now, my confidence level is at 10.
Okay. The second question is, how would this win over Triple G change his life?
W jaki sposób walka wygrana z Triple G zmieniłaby twoje życie?
Przede wszystkim ja walczę po to, żeby zapisać się w historii polskiego boksu, bo w Polsce nie było jeszcze mistrza świata kategorii średniej zawodowców. To po pierwsze, a po drugie ja walczę dla swojej rodziny, dla lepszego bytu moich dzieci kochanych.
Two-part answer. First of all, this is fight for the history. There was never a middleweight champion from Poland. And the second part, obviously, I'm fighting for my family, for my beautiful children, to give them a better future.
Great. Well, good luck and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Jake Donovan next, please.
Great. Thank you, Lewis. Hey, Peter. This fight has been on the books for Kamil for quite a long time. I wanted to ask if there was any point where he felt like this fight wasn't going to happen in 2020 or just simply not even happen at all.
Ta walka była, Kamil, planowana od naprawdę bardzo długiego czasu. Czy był taki moment, kiedy pomyślałeś, nie, ta walka się nie zdarzy w 2020, a być może nie zdarzy się w ogóle?
No były chwile słabości, ale powiem wam szczerze, że najbardziej motywował mnie obrazek, kiedy patrzyłem na swoje dzieci i wiedziałem, że robię to dla nich. I wtedy motywacja się odnajdywała.
There was a lot of moments when I was doubting this thing actually is going to happen, but anytime I was losing motivation, I was looking at my kids and the motivation came back right away.
Okay, that's a great response. And then I do have one more question. So obviously his last fight was on the same card as Gennady when Gennady had the very tough fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. What did he see in that night where he feels he matches up well against him? Like, what would he feel like he can do differently with Gennady Golovkin that no other opponent has been able to do?
Ostatnia twoja walka, podobnie jak Triple G, była na tej samej gali, kiedy Triple G walczył z Derevyanchenką. Oglądając tą walkę z Derevyanchenko, jaka jest twoja opinia na temat tego, co pokazał Gołowkin w tym pojedynku, plus co mógłbyś zrobić, żeby wypaść z nim lepiej?
Przede wszystkim to Drewiaczenko zrobił dobrą robotę, dlatego to Gołowkin wyglądał tak, jak wygląda w tej walce, tak? To wielkie brawa dla Drewiaczenki. Ja właśnie bardzo mocno wzorowałem się na tej walce i będę chciał na pewno podobną taktykę dobrać co Drewiaczenko, tylko że z jednym wątkiem, że jeszcze bardziej podkręcić to wszystko, żeby wygrać tę walkę, bo dla Drewiaczenki naprawdę mało brakowało.
Now, first of all, the Triple G looked how he looked because Derevyachenko was so good. I mean, this was a great fight by Sergey, and I was looking this fight very closely to be like Derevyachenko, but I want to up the tempo a little bit more than Derevyachenko did, because it was very close for him to beat Gennady this night.
Okay, great. Thanks, Peter. Camille, best of luck on Friday.
Thanks, Dick.
Thank you.
Okay, and just one more question, please, for Kamil, and that's from Xavier, please.
Kamil, how you feeling? Congratulations on this fight for you. You're coming into this fight, 21-0, 5 KOs. Triple G is coming into this fight, 40 wins, 35 KOs. What can we expect from you to do differently in regards to trying to defeat Triple G? And can we expect a different type of style from you than everybody else that has tried to, defeat Triple G? Your style, your power, are you planning to, really take the fight to him, or are you trying to outbox him, outslick him? What can we expect to see different for every other opponent that Triple G has defeated against you?
Pytanie dotyczy podstawowej rzeczy. Wielu pięściarzy przed walką, taki odrobinę powiem, wielu pięściarzy przed walką miało plan, żeby walczyć z Gennadiem Gołowkinem i te walki przegrywali. Kolega porównał twój rekord nokautów, jego rekord nokautów. Czego możemy się po tobie spodziewać innego? Co możesz ty wnieść do walki, czego inni nie potrafili wnieść i pokonać Gennadia Gołowkina?
To znaczy, ja przede wszystkim będę chciał narzucić swoje tempo i zauważyłem, że wielu zawodników w pewnym momencie zaczęło się cofać przed Gołowkinem, a dla Gołowkina to tak naprawdę to szło na rękę, tak? Ja w żadnym momencie nie będę chciał dać się zepchnąć Gołowkinowi, boksować swoje, narzucić swój styl i to jest mój klucz do zwycięstwa.
The most important part when you fight Triple G, and many people do this when I fight him, is they start going backwards. You cannot fight backwards when you fight Triple G, because this is what he actually likes. This is not what I want to do. I want him to fight my tempo, my style, and never fight like he wants to do. I want him to fight like I want him to do.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your time, Kamil, and of course, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Always.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you, guys.
So we've got John Ryder with us now. John is Winkle, mate. I'm going to turn my camera on because we need to commiserate a little bit. So I thought I'd go a bit old school just for you.
How's it going, Winks?
How are you doing, mate? I've gone for the old bruised banana look.
Mate, lovely t-shirt. Takes you back to be childhood.
It's all we've got right now. It's all we've got, mate. We can only look back, but you're not looking back. You're looking forward. You're looking to get back into action this weekend, and then we're looking for a big 2021.
Yeah, massively, mate. I mean, obviously, 2020 weren't the year we all hoped for, was it? Well, to start with.
Absolutely. Obviously, it's kind of a, with all due respect to Michael Guy this weekend, you're obviously looking at this to get some to rust off. Obviously, any fighter is a dangerous fighter, but there's no doubt that you'll have your plans in place with Eddie and with Tony Sims for what's going to happen next.
Yeah, 100%. But look, like obviously I've boxed better opposition, but for me now, Mike Guy is the most dangerous opponent in front of me, and the most important fight to happen. So, I mean, if I've got to come through this to look to build on and make momentum for a big 2021.
Fantastic, great. I think we've got some questions lined up. So, Ames first, please, mate.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Pleasure to see you again, John. How are you?
And you, mate, I'm not too bad. Weren't too long ago we was talking like this, was it?
No, it wasn't too long ago. I mean, it's good to see you going to be back in the ring on Friday again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm buzzing. It's great to be here. Obviously, we're locked up at the moment for the next 4 hours, possibly, maybe 5. But yeah, it's great to be here. Hopefully, we'll all get the negative results. We can all mingle in the bubble as of this evening or tomorrow morning and really get the fight week underway.
So you haven't had the result just yet?
No, I was tested at 10:30 this morning. I think a few of us were before and after. So yeah, we should all know by this evening, hopefully.
Hopefully you get the result you want in there. When I spoke to you last time, the opponent wasn't finalised, but it's now all over the line, pending obviously anything crazy happening. Good to be just back in the ring, full stop for sure.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the result I wanted was 3 points for Arsenal the other day. So yeah, better. So a negative corona test will be even better.
I read you talking about this fight being an added bonus for you in that you're sharing the bill with one of your all-time favourites, Triple G. Talk to me about how you, as a fighter, view and appreciate what Triple G does in the ring.
Well, look, he's a beast, isn't he? That you can see what he's done, and against British fighters I respect, and he's dismantled them. Do you know what I mean? He's a great fighter. I've been lucky enough to come over to the States last year and fight on a Canelo undercard, and I mean, we're talking about ticking things off the wish list here. Do you know what I mean? To box on a Canelo undercard now, a Golovkin undercard will be a great thing.
Is he someone you'd want if it could be made in the future?
Listen, if he wants to come up to 168, then let's have it. Anyone. But yeah, there's no future for me at 160. I'd have to cut a leg off, and there's no Paralympic boxing just yet.
Michael Guy, look, you're the consummate professional. Is this a case of just being professional and taking Michael Guy as he is, and like you said, the toughest opponent to date in your career?
No, look, Mike Guy's got my respect. I mean, most people I've boxed have been 6 foot plus and always been the bigger guy. And I'm going against Mike Guy, who's I think he's an inch shorter. And yeah, I mean, every advantage I used in the past myself is now against me. So it's going to be strange, something I have to adjust and work with. But I'm looking forward to it.
I understand that you've said that you're on standby for the Canelo-Callum Smith fight. Could you confirm that for me?
Eddie did mention it just in case there was any negative results. But I mean, I think I'm 5 hours away by plane. And I mean, yeah, I mean, if something really goes wrong, then we'll be there. But fully focused on Mike Guy and fighting this Friday, not Saturday.
Would you be on standby in the event Canelo pulled out for some reason? So what I'm saying is would you then come in against Callum Smith? Would that happen?
Well, I don't know how that would work. I'm sure they would keep the show going as this a big event, but obviously, to be fair, the fans over here are here to see Canelo, aren't they? And he's the big draw. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I don't think they would scrap a show, but yeah, I mean, I suppose it works both ways.
And not looking past your opponent, but is it all eyes on Chudov next year, if and when you come through this fight and have a big 2021?
No, honestly, I was firmly focused on Mike Guy, get a job there and enjoy Christmas, then look towards 2021.
And my 2 final questions in one. Can I get your prediction for your fight with Mike Guy? And can I take your prediction for Callum Smith versus Canelo, please?
A win for me and a win for my little ginger sidekick, Canelo.
All the best. Thank you for your time, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Matt, behind the gloves next, please.
Hey, John, how's it going?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, all good, pal. What's preparation been like in the build-up to this fight, obviously with the pandemic going on? Have you had to adjust anything or adapt your training in a certain way?
It's been long and uncertain. I mean, obviously the first lockdown, I was fully locked down at home with missus and kids, so doing what I could at home. Through, I think in mid-June, early July, I was back in the gym, helping the lads out with sparring towards their dates, just trying to work on a date for myself. Was looking like September, then pushed back to November. Nothing really come of that. So then we was looking at the AJ undercard, and then this come up. So, I mean, a bit further than the O2, but it's nice to be out again.
The last time you were out, obviously, everyone knows you were in a very close fight with Callum Smith. A lot of people had you winning that fight, although that was obviously a bit of a downer for you. But do you think more good than bad came out of that, because you showed that you are able to compete at world level and that you're ready for these big, these big clashes?
Yeah, I think it didn't my career any harm. I just think the only downside to it is that we've had this trap start to a year where neither one of us could move on from it, and we've been treading water now for a year, and both it's still fresh on so many people's mind, that last fight of us two, all changing Friday and Saturday when we both have our next bouts and we can move forward.
What do you know about your opponent coming into this? Obviously, everyone's mentioned you're heavily favoured for this fight. Is it difficult though not to overlook at what could be for next year?
No, not at all. I mean, listen, it's a long time out the ring, a year. You look at Mike Guy, he's had 12 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, but I mean, he's only ever been stopped by Derevyanchenko, and we know what Derevyanchenko brings to the table. He had a good fight with Golovkin, tough fight with Charlo. He's a real tough cookie, and I know he's a career middleweight, but he's a big puncher. So, I mean, it was late on in the fight when Mike Guy got stopped. Maybe it was tiredness, but yeah, he's obviously a tough customer, and like I say, he's a shorter guy than me, so it's going to be something I have to adapt to and overcome.
Do you think the fight goes the distance, or do you think you'll be able to get him out there?
I'm just going to take my time. Hopefully, you can get him out of there. But listen, if it's not no problem if it goes to points, because it'd be nice to get some rounds on my belt. It's been a year.
No worries. Thanks for your time, John. And
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. And Deck Taylor next, please.
Cheers, Ant. Hi, John. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. You?
Good, yeah, not too bad. Obviously, like you said, there's been over a year now since the Smith fight, but also during lockdown or since boxing's come back, has obviously been some great nights, like in the fight camp stuff and beyond that as well. How hard has that been? For fans, it's been great, but how hard has it been for you just watching these fights happen and not being able to get a date and not being able to get involved?
Well, listen, initially it's been... the whole lockdown thing wasn't the end of the world for me. I've got a young family, so it was nice to spend time with them. But fair enough, it was nice to watch my teammates do well, watch Ted Cheeseman get his career back on track with win over Edgar, and watch Felix Cash really step up and beat Jason Wellborn. So I'd say get a lot of joy from watching my friends do well and start winning, and look at the performance Conor Benn put in. It was like, I've helped all these people in preparation for their camp. So I knew my time would come, and it was just about getting fit and being ready. And now I've got the trump card, I suppose. So I've got to go out to Florida where they box in Brentwood.
So the first lockdown anyway, that was your first real time as a sort of stay-at-home dad, I guess, because you're in the gym the rest of the time. So you've had a bit of time to do that. It must have been nice.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, I've got 2 kids and a partner, and I've realised that they're quite nice people, having spent so much time with them. So she might not say the same about me, and neither the kids. But no, it's been nice. I mean, and this boxing life passes you by so quickly, and it's nice to kind of press the pause button a bit and get to do something different to the norm.
Obviously, this one day before Callum Smith's out as well, as it happens. Is he, or the rematch with him, is he still the target, or if he loses, is he out of the picture as far as you're concerned? How do you see that?
For me, if he loses, he goes up to 175, because I think that's the natural move for him. I think that his time is limited at 168. I think I showed that last year. I'm actually surprised he's having such a big fight at 168, but I mean, I suppose if you're going to lose to anyone at this weight, then let it be the pound-for-pound number 1.
Just one last one. I know you don't want to look beyond Friday, but if all goes well and you could pick your next opponent, who's the number 1 target for you?
I'd like some of the big names in the sports. I've openly called out Danny Jacobs and Canelo, so I'm happy to step up. But I mean, Eddie has spoke about the fight with Chudinov for the WBA regular, so I'm really open to that. The potential of fighting David Lemieux. I mean, there's no needle there, but that fight was meant to happen a year ago on the Canelo undercard and didn't materialise because he got a hand injury. So, I mean, these are both fights that I'd love to make.
Nice one. Thanks, mate. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dick. And Ryan Elliott next, please.
Hiya, John. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Look, I'm only one from me. I think the guys have covered just about everything. Just to touch on Mike Guy, obviously fighting him Friday night. Very durable guy. You mentioned he's only been stopped by Derevianchenko. Even that was after 8 rounds. Was it important for you to see out the year and return against someone that is going to give you rounds after a year of inactivity and going into big fights next year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no point in going in there and blasting someone out in 1 round. Do you know what I mean? It's been a year at the ring. I want to test myself and just get the engine going properly and give it a good run out. And I mean, not saying that I'm just that's the sole purpose. I mean, Mike Guy's obviously got different plans for this, so I'm going to have to be fully focused on it and not take it lightly at all.
I think Ames touched on it. Gennady Golovkin is someone you admire immensely. All being well with your fight, you're going to be sneaking out and trying to catch the main event as well?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I don't know what the rules are here, if you can watch or if you've got to get back to the bubble or such. But yeah, hopefully I can get out close and watch it ringside and see him up close.
Right, John. Well, all the best and thank you for joining us.
Cheers, Ryan. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Ryan. And Gail Falkenthal with the last question for John, please.
Thank you very much. Hello, John.
Hi.
You know, I was with a lot of people who questioned those scorecards a year ago. Do you think it was one of those fights which, despite the loss on your record, raised your stature in the eyes of many people?
Gail, can I just ask, is that a backdrop or is that your real living?
That, I will confess, is a backdrop.
Oh, it looks lovely. But,
We're in the spirit, man. We're in the spirit.
Oh, no, it looks great. Yeah, no, do you know what? I took a lot of credit from that fight, and I just feel that boxing fans are real. I mean, they obviously they can be fickle at times, but they just, I think fight fans want to see justice. And I mean, majority of the people, the feedback I've had on social media has been very pro that I should be world champion now, but I'm not, and things didn't work out that way.
Sometimes they don't, but you never know what comes of them. Thank you so much, and all the best this week. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Thanks, Gail, and thanks, John. Have a good one out there, mate. Take it easy. Best to Tony and the rest of the boys, and get back home safe. Get out of the ring safe and get back home safe.
All right, mate.
See you next year, John.
See you soon, mate.
Take care, pal. Thank you so much. And let's bring in Rashad Mati. Sorry, guys. I think we're just waiting for Rashad to get his camera working and so forth. So it won't be long.
Hello?
Hey, there he is.
Oh my God. I don't know what was going on. I was like, I'm trying to make this work.
We were looking for an Albanian bear and we found one. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank God. How about you guys?
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Good to have you on the line. It's your second time in the exact same bubble, just over a month apart.
Exactly. Yeah. I told Eddie I want to be active. It was a fast fight last time. Hopefully make it again and hopefully have the same outcome.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for joining us, pal. We're going to hand over straight away for questions. So Ames first again, please.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Rashad, could you just do me a quick favor and turn your mic this way for me, please? The camera, sorry.
How about this? Is this okay?
If you could turn it from like sideways, if possible.
How's this?
I did. It hasn't switched. No, maybe. Just turn it. Yeah, that's fine. No worries. No problem. Yeah, that's perfect. Brilliant. Thank you, Rashad. Ames here for Boxing News TV. Good to speak to you again. It doesn't seem like too long ago that we were speaking to you before your fight against Marcos Mojica. So you're back in action again. Did you expect to be out this early after the last one?
No, I don't think so. I think it was a fast performance. I'm pretty sure everybody, Eddie and all them, liked the way I performed. I didn't take any shots that were, super bad. I got hit with some shots that I wasn't happy with. But overall, it was a good fight. The fight ended soon, faster than anybody else did. So I can brag about that a little bit. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm doing my thing. This guy that I'm fighting is okay. He's tough. He's beat a lot of undefeated fighters. So I'm ready to do it.
I suppose this kind of shows the faith that Eddie Hearn and DAZN have to bring you back on once again to help close out the year.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be a 6-fight the rest of the year. Since March, we had a thing that we want to do 6 fights for the rest of the year, but COVID hit and it kind of messed up everything. But I'm grateful to have at least 2, and we'll see what's going on.
So Dennis Okoth in a 6th rounder, is this just a case of you kind of gaining more experience then?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we had a bunch of guys that came out and was like, yo, you want to fight this guy? You want to fight this guy? You want to fight this guy? He was a guy that was like last minute type of thing. I only had 2 weeks notice for this fight.
Right.
So we trained what we had to train. I was still in shape, so I was still doing my thing. But we had some guys we had offered. We took them. They said, oh, he doesn't have a visa. It wasn't working out. He took another fight. He didn't want to fight. All right, he's out. To this guy, he didn't want to fight. All right. So this guy was like, okay, I'll do it. I don't see why not. And yeah, it worked out.
Last time out, I watched an interview with you where you said you felt your opponents have now been like watching tapes of you, and you're starting to find it maybe a little more challenging because people are seeing more of you now, and you've had to maybe switch it up more. Do you think that's going to play a factor in the fight at the weekend?
You've seen the way this guy fought. The last guy that I fought, he saw that he was able to close up, and he was waiting for a lot of the body shots and a lot of the shots that I was throwing. He was a little awkward. But like I said, nobody fights the way that I fight. It's a little bit different when you watch the guy and then when you experience the guy in the fight. And I'm able to adapt in certain situations. So if I feel like one thing's working and one thing's not working, I can change it like that. And it credits to my coaches, Sosa and my father, and I just listen to them, and it's been working so far.
I'm a big fan of the lavish boxing outfits. You had a Superman-inspired one last time. What you got planned this time?
I'll give you guys a little bit of hint, nothing crazy. It's another superhero. It's not Superman. That's all I'm gonna say.
So you mentioned about having 6 fights that were planned obviously this year. Like when you look back on this year, what with the way that the world's been affected, you've been out as well, obviously, have you been able to achieve the goals or what you set out for yourself this year despite all those problems?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was out a year before, exactly the same time. March, April, I was out. I had a shoulder injury. I was out. It taught me, it came up and downs. It brought me back. I wasn't in shape when I got back in shape. So I came back and it was a little bit of a roller coaster. It was going up and down. This was kind of had the same opportunity, same position, but I kept my mind right. And I said, listen, time to cut this weight, time to do this thing right. And it kind of woke me up. Like I said, I'm just ready to go. I'm ready to fight. And, I'm looking to be the guy that's like, all right, this is the guy that I want everybody watching. this is the prospect that everybody's wanting to watch. It doesn't matter if it's Matchroom, we're talking about Top Rank, PBC, it doesn't matter. I want them to say, listen, this guy, Albanian Bear, he's something different.
Taking your mind away for a moment from yourself, in what's been received as a strange result, fellow fighter who just recently signed to Matchroom, Albanian Florin Mark, who got a draw over the weekend. Have you seen that fight? What was your reaction?
Yeah, I watched it. Listen, he's a very, very, very good friend of mine. Very, very nice guy. That decision was horrible. I don't know how they had it a draw. I don't know. I don't know how you guys are saying it. I don't know how you guys are thinking about it. I didn't see the draw at all. I thought he won, majority of the rounds, if not all of the rounds. And plus that knockdown, it doesn't add up.
Final one from me. Big division you're in, just seen Spence come back. I want to know what you want for yourself next year.
I'm going on what pieces my manager and Eddie want to do. I'm down to fight anybody. It doesn't bother me. None of these guys scare me. I'm the type of guy that's they have 2 arms, 2 legs. I have 2 arms, 2 legs. That's how it's supposed to go. There's no reason for me to intimidate them. I know my skill. I know how I am. But I want them all. And I'm going to take them out one by one.
All the best, Rashad. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ames and Cornerman next.
Hey, what's up, Marty? How you doing, champ?
What's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm great, man. Good to see you back, man. So, you mentioned the injury, champ. How's that feeling, now that you've been back, in activity and stuff like that?
It's good. Like I said, it's better than how it was before. They had me in a card, and I just couldn't move my shoulder no more. I couldn't even lift it up, and I was trying to deal with it. And thank God it went well. Surgery went well. I had my time off. That I did my physical therapy. I did all that stuff. So I feel good. My weight's good. I'm just ready to go.
Right. Now, as we know, you're a big ticket seller, man. Do you think with no fans being allowed in the arenas, do you think that could affect your ability to get on certain cards? And, because that's important as far as you know what I mean, as a fighter.
For me, I don't care if there's fans, no fans. I know my fans are going to be watching online anyway on the zone. I'm just here to do my thing. I'm here to put on a good show for everybody. At the end of the fights, I want people to say, listen, I'm going to start watching this kid. And that's my goal. I want them to be like, you know what? This guy, I want to keep watching him. I'm going to keep him up to date. And I want to gain more fans off how I fight, let alone social medias and all that stuff. Because I don't care about social media. I don't care about none of that. I just want to put on a good show because this is my job. And I want to make sure my job is the best I can do it.
Right. Now, champ, I was going to say, you're coming from a special generation, the next wave of New York fighters, whether it's you, Nikita, Koba, you're all pretty much in the same camp. What do you feel separates you from these other talents that's becoming elite in boxing?
You're talking about how my gym and how our teammates are together compared to everybody else?
Like what separates you personally from all the other new guys of your generation coming up?
I feel like I have a different style compared to everybody else. Usually my teammate Christopher Colbert looked amazing the last fight. We're just different people when it comes out to the gym. We all fight completely different. And so far it's been working for all of us, and we're doing all good. But like I said, in the 47 division, I want to claim my prize, and I want to become the guy that's like, listen, this is the guy that everybody has to be careful of. If it's either 147 or I go down to 140. But like I said, we've been doing good. After each fight, I watched some of the other fights that he fought. All these other guys, they had problems with other undefeated fighters. I made it look the easiest. I made it look good and all that stuff. So my plan is to win every round, dominate, and each fight, I don't go in there being like, yes, I'm going to knock this guy out. My goal is to make it look like I'm going to torture this guy until he quits. And that's how I want it to happen. Of course, I want it to be okay. I don't want no problems no afterwards, but that's the goal of each fight. And so far, it's been looking good. Been doing my job right, and hopefully keep it towards that way.
Right. And lastly, you mentioned wanting to go out 6 times this past year. Are you still looking to do that in 2021?
I'm trying to be even more active in 2021. If they have more cards, I want it. I want each card. So it depends on what Eddie and my manager want to do, and I just go on from there.
All right, champ. Thank you so much. Wish you the best for Friday night and going forward.
I appreciate it, but thank you.
Peace.
Thank you. Ryan Elliott next, please.
Hi, Rashad. How are you?
How you doing? How's everything?
Yeah, very good. Look, back again this Friday. This must be becoming a bit of a home from home for you. You're back again in the bubble. How do you summarize your first bubble experience, though? What was it like?
It was a little awkward because there was nobody there. You know, it was super, super quiet. It was the first time I actually heard my coaches. But overall, it was good. It went clear. Job was done. Job was done correctly. I did make a little flaws here and there. But overall, the job was good. I had no issues, and it was a lot of fun.
What's this fight about for you on Friday night, Rashad? Is this about ending the air in style?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. You know, like I said, we only had this 2 weeks notice of the fight. I was like, "Do you want to take it?" I said, "I want to take it. I'm good. I'm ready to go." But like I said, when I told you before, I want to look good. I want to look devastating. I want to look at the end of this fight. I want people to say, "Listen, this guy is no joke. This guy's here to fight, and this guy's devastating."
This will be your third fight of the year. You did have that little gap when the pandemic first came about, though. When you look back and summarize on your 2020, given we're coming at the end of the year, what would you say is the main thing you learned this year or improved on?
To stay patient, to stay relaxed. Just let time do its own time, pretty much how it is. I'm not looking to be like, you know what, I want this, because at the end, when I first got hurt, I was trying to be patient, go work. Now it's time to relax, do my own things, and just overall stay relaxed, and just follow what Eddie wants to do and what my managers want to do and my coaches.
Now, Rashad, one thing I want to ask you about, you've already spoken about Florian Marco's result last weekend. We saw that fight over here in the UK. Eddie Hearn was on his Instagram Live talking about you a couple of weeks ago, and he said even though he thinks neither of you guys would want to do it, he would love to one day see you and Florian in the ring together, a huge all-Albanian fight. If that fight became too big to ignore, do you think one day that could happen?
You know, actually, previously they wanted to put me tonight, actually, against another Albanian, a friend of mine too. And it's hard. I don't know. I have loyalty on my end, and I have love for other Albanians, so it's hard for me to sit to watch and fight another Albanian. It's different because you can see like Puerto Ricans will fight other Puerto Ricans. It's normal. It's okay. But Albanians is different. It's very, very different. We don't want to fight each other. My end. Maybe someone else wants to do it, and I don't know about that. Maybe I don't know. But for me, I don't know. I don't see myself wanting to do that. Same card, absolutely. I would love to do it. But if they wants to fight, and you never know.
Right, Rashad. Well, thank you very much. Good luck Friday night.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And final question for Rashad from Crystal, please.
Hi, Rashad.
How are you?
Good. Everything goes on at the same time. The dog's barking. Everything is happening right now. But anyways, well, I was going to say you've been very busy. You know, I just seem to have talked to you in November. So I wanted to know how this fight came about and your preparation. You probably still are in shape because it was just November 7th and you knocked out this gentleman. So tell me a little bit about this fight that's upcoming.
I mean, once I got back from Miami, I was still in the gym. I'm sorry, Hollywood, Florida. I was still in the gym. I was still training all that stuff. But they gave me 2 week notice to say, like, listen, you want to fight December 18th? I said, yeah, I'll do it. For me, I don't mind. The problem was finding the opponents was a little bit of an issue part because a lot of people were backing out or some of them couldn't make the weight in time. Meanwhile, I was good. I was ready. I didn't want to go up too high. But I was good. I was ready to do it. I just wanted to fight, and I just wanted just to be like, listen, this guy's active, and we love to see him fight. So I want to give my fans a good show.
And how do you feel being on a Gennady Golovkin, card? He is just one of the greats in elite athletes, and here you are on his card. Did you think that this moment would come about?
You know, I'm a big fan of Triple G, but I've been on good cards. I've been on a lot of good cards. So for me, the main card is my eyes. I'm the main card. I want to see the show. I want to be the person that's like, you know what? I want to watch this guy only. When I fought in New York, a lot of times they came to watch me fight and then they took off. So Eddie was like, please let him stay a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, I want to be the guy that's like, listen, we want to watch this guy and this guy only. This is the main guy we want to watch. Kind of steal the show. But that's just how I am.
Well, good luck there and good luck in
Thank you.
21.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And thanks, Rashad. Take care over there, mate. Go well on Friday night. And thanks for your time as